All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. We got a post-game pod for you, Bears versus Lions, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the post-game show. We're out of here until next week. No, seriously. My name is Dave, covered Bears for SM, joined by my good friend, co-host Ficky, covers Bears as well for sportsmockery.com. And then we got Jack, of course, our producer on the sticks. It's going to be our regular post-game show. We're actually a little early. I think there's anybody have the game on right now? I turned
it's
it
like
off.
10 minutes. It's like 10 minutes or so. Oh no, it's less than that. But yeah, it's over. It doesn't matter.
It's going to feel like an hour if you're watching it.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments here. Fuck the Bears or F this team. I don't want to start cussing on this show a minute in. But seriously, this is a brutal awakening, eye-opening loss for me. That was jump-started, I think, by the refs. We'll get to that in a little bit. But boys, I guess we could do instant reactions. Bears versus Lions. Do you mind if I go first? And I'll keep it under a minute.
We'll
go ahead. Over to Ficky. First of all, a lot of people in the chat. I love it. Love to see it. Let's talk this one through. A little therapy session. Instant reactions. Bears, Detroit. It's the same old team. Nothing. I'll be honest. I don't think there's any person, any coach, any quarterback, any linebacker, anybody that will be able to change what this team truly is. And it's a dumpster fire every single year. I'm 28 years old, and I have not seen this team be successful outside like the Super Bowl. I know 2018 was nice, and Jay Cutler maybe had a couple inspiring years where the offense looked good for. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is it's year after year, and they disappoint us. They let us down. The Lions dropped 50 plus on us right now.
52.
Ben Johnson, I feel bad for him. I'm not even upset with him. Sure, the back-to-back QB sneaks, the direct snaps to DeAndre Swift. I'm not upset in regards to some of the play calling. It's game number 2. Caleb Williams, I've been really harsh on him on Twitter during this game. I've called out a couple things, and I realize I might be, putting too much on his shoulders as far as the blame. But at the same time, we talked about this off pod. We have to be able to critique the quarterback. I understand. You should probably still be in this game, dropping I think the Bears have 20-something points. You would like to still be in this one. The Bears defense is generationally ass right now. It might be the worst defense I've ever seen. And I can't put that all on the quarterback, but I think we should be allowed, and Ficky, Jack, let me know if I'm wrong here, to critique him a little bit. This isn't year 1. This is year 2. Of course, he's had 3 or 4 offensive coordinators, so I get it. But there's some things where I just expect him to be better, to maybe cover up a couple blemishes on the Bears offense. And, obviously cover up maybe for what Ryan Poles has done or the lack thereof in some of these spots on the offensive side of the ball and just his drafting. But I know I've went over a minute. I'm just so disappointed in this team. 0-2, it feels like the end of the world. It truly, truly does. It feels like the season's over and that there's nothing really to play for now. And then you got question marks at every position right now. So I think it's just a really bad start overall for what was supposed to be a fun season. So Fick, talk me off the ledge here, man. Like, what's going on?
The team sucks, okay? I think that's fair. And there's a lot of things that go into it, and we're seeing that right now. But I actually think Caleb played a pretty decent game. Other than that throwaway, wasn't a throwaway, but he oversailed on that, breaking out the avoiding the sack, rolling out, and then trying to hit Zacchaeus. Other than that, he was very good with anticipation. He was aggressive with his decision-making. He was quick. His connection to Rome was fantastic, even through the first half. I walked away from the first half saying, hey, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Your completion rate is pretty high. I felt good about you. The problem was, as soon as he starts playing decent, the defense is giving up 8,000 points, right? Big piece of that, Jalen Johnson re-injures his groin. He goes out and Deshaun Wright steps up, dog water right away. Jameson Williams blows past him. Tyreek Stevenson, all game, from the jump, horrible. Every big play that was ever made was on Tyreek Stevenson. They targeted him every play. The last drive, which the refs blew that whole thing, we can get into that later, but that coverage was Tyreek Stevenson on Tesla, and then the last one to Monra for the touchdown was on Tyreek Stevenson. That man was giving up every fucking pass. They were targeting him for a reason. Montez Sweat, nowhere to be fucking found. I did not see him really anywhere. Dio looked pretty decent. Linebackers were okay, but overall, the defense just looked fucking awful. And then on the offensive side of the ball, the offensive line has so many fucking penalties. So many. It just doesn't make sense because people will look at that and say, hey, the offensive line fucking sucks. And they do for the mental mistakes. But if you actually look when they don't commit penalties, they've given Caleb a pretty good pocket, except in the second half when the game was kind of out of reach. You look at that first half, Caleb was on his feet most of the time. He didn't get sacked, not a lot of pressures. They were doing their job. The problem was there was 2 drives where we were end up like first or second and 30. Why is that the case? Why do the Chicago Bears always have to have a drive where they're behind the the first down mark by 20 yards? You're not going to win a game. That kills the game. That kills a drive. That kills the game. And that leads to things on like the 4th down, going for it twice, not getting it, right? The fumble, when you're moving the ball well down the field and Swift fucking fumbles on your own 35. It's the things like this that make the Chicago Bears bad. They do things that look good, they execute, and then they find a way to take out a pistol and shoot themselves in the foot. Penalties, turnovers, dumb mistakes. They do it year after year after year, and that's what pisses me off. My hope is, though, the only glimmer of hope I have is that Ben Johnson will coach the fuck out of that. Like, it's going to take time, but by the end of the year, we're not seeing to shoot ourselves in the foot. Now, if they're losing because of a lack of talent, because Ryan Poles can't do his job, that's different. But they should not be shooting themselves in the foot to make them lose the game. And that's what bad teams do, and that's what this team is.
Yeah. There's so much to get to. There really is. Tyreek Stevenson early on, I mean, that first half, when the game was like in the balance, I mean, he just continuously got cooked. I mean, and it wasn't even close. To start the game, St. Brown, I mean,
yeah,
it was like St. Brown, how many yards does he have right now? It has to be.
He has a shit ton. He has like 3 touchdowns too. He went crazy.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say is I think they need to draft a corner. Jalen Johnson looks so good. Oh my God. Like, if there's a silver lining here, he needs to stay healthy, but when he is on the field, I mean, he is unbelievable. Top 5 corner in this league, if not top 3, maybe even top 2 when he's like firing in all cylinders. But the play he got hurt, his groin, that diving deflection, he got just barely enough on it to make St. Brown drop it. Yeah, just frustrating that he's out, and then the defense, I mean, from there really fell apart. But the refs also screwed us so bad. I've never been like the Bears suck a lot. And they lose games on their own, but like let them lose on their own. Like this game,
gonna do it.
This game turned with the 6 seconds left, where the clock ran off because the Lions tight end, amazing catch, but he was down inbounds, contact, or he was just down with his shoulder, right, or his knee, and they made contact, whatever it is, contact or not, he was down inbounds. They called that originally. The clock ran off. Jared Goff tried to spike with the second left. It didn't happen. Bears players sideline is in the tunnel. Ben Johnson had to come back out, and they give him 6 seconds. Of course, you knew they were going to score a touchdown. And as soon as I saw Stevenson one-on-one with St. Brown on the right side, I said, are we kidding me, Dennis Allen? Like, what are we doing? Like, I could not believe that was what I was looking at. And then they score a touchdown. All I'm trying to say is the Bears will beat themselves. I do not need the refs to kill us. Because that's what happened. They're like, all right, this game was kind of in the balance. You go down 21-14, you get the ball to start the second half. You feel really good about yourself. The Bears do not have the margin of error where they have to beat the Lions or beat another team and also overcome egregious calls, similar to last week against Minnesota. So for me, I get it. Every team has to deal with bad calls, whatever. Don't leave it up to the refs. But the refs are they're taking it out of our hands. And they're putting the Bears down at half, essentially 28-14. That game, I mean, am I wrong here? Did it feel like it was too much to overcome at that point?
No, I mean, it wasn't great, but if we would have came down in that third quarter and marched down for 7 to make it 28-21, you got a game, right? And we didn't. We come out and we do, I think it was a penalty, a false start to start the second half. We're behind the sticks and we go 3 and out. Boom. At that point, that was the nail in the coffin. I knew from that point, because we could not execute
Mm-hmm.
Your first drive to keep you within striking range, it was game over. But Jack, what was your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, what you guys said, you kind of nailed it. I cannot believe that we're worse than last year. Like, I thought last year was like the bottom barrel. Like, this is as bad as it'll ever get, and we're somehow worse. So it's fucking unbelievable. I know you said Caleb played well, and he did, like, statistically, but, like, it just didn't look good. There was not a moment in time besides the first drive where I sat there and I was like, wow, he looks really good. Like, this is the Caleb I wanted. Like, the entire time. It just looked like everything
differently.
Struggle. Which is fine, and you can, because again, like statistically, it looked good. He had good plays, but in total, like we have fucking 14 points.
What is Caleb
in garbage time? But like,
I don't think he looked. See, because I look different.
He looks like a first round quarterback or a first overall pick that was labeled generational.
No, I'm not saying that. No. But I'm saying there's a difference between saying he has met his full expectations, and I can walk away saying I feel good about him moving forward, that he can improve. Those are two.
Do you feel good about him moving forward?
I do, because there were definitely plays that we saw this week where he was way more accurate. The big thing you look for a quarterback: anticipation, accuracy. Last week, the biggest thing, it was the talk of the town. He wasn't accurate. Mm-hmm. This game, he was. He didn't really have his first inaccurate throw until the third quarter. I'm sorry. It's hard. It's going to fall on Caleb Williams, where it's like, hey, we've only scored 14 points, right?
Didn't he have an interception in the first half?
Correct.
And then launched
Okay.
No, I mean, so that was the first one. Okay. Yeah, so that one, and then, I'm sorry, the one where I was like, it was actually to a wide receiver, and it was a bad
it wasn't
throw.
even him trying to throw it away, Fick. We thought it was because it was so bad, but it was just an overthrow.
That's fine. Fine. Even if you take that, that's really when I was watching the game. He had in the first half, that's why they were still in it. He really had one bad inaccurate throw, and that turnover actually didn't end up technically hurting them, right? End up acting like a punt. Defense got to stop, whatever. The point is, to go to Jack's point, where it's like, hey, well, it only equated to 14 points. Yeah, you're right. Guess what? This is a team-based sport. And there were three drives on offense where there was some sort of offensive line penalty. I don't care what quarterback you have. It is very hard to move the ball downfield when you're starting behind the chains. There was a 2nd and 20. There was a 1st and 15. There was a 1st and 32. Like, I don't care who you are. That's going to go on Caleb. Like, oh, why didn't you march the ball down the field? Sure, maybe Mahomes does that, and even Mahomes doesn't at times. But the point is, there were so many times we were behind the sticks because of mental errors that we weren't able to score. And then also, think about this. Second quarter, we're marching the ball down the field. Looks like a great drive. Swift is running the ball well. Caleb threw some couple of piss missiles. One to DJ Moore on a tough third down. And what happens to DeAndre Swift? Dave, you tweeted, hey, look, he looks great. And literally next play, he fumbles. That then falls on Caleb, because guess what? What happens if Caleb would have scored 7 there? People would have been like, oh, Caleb's got it. He's got it all figured out. But because we look at the score and say, hey, you only have 14 points. I say all that to be like, Caleb isn't a perfect quarterback. I'm not expecting to be a perfect quarterback. Has he lived up to the generational tag? No. But do I think he can still be good enough to win this team games? Yes. The problem is this offense is not disciplined at the moment, and the defense looks like fucking Swiss cheese. So there's a lot of things that are going into it, and a lot of people that need to play better overall. I don't think it's fair to just walk away and be like, oh, Caleb sucks, when it's not that. There's a lot of context that goes into it. That's my point.
I will say this. Caleb is too inconsistent for me. Because you're right, Fick. He can be extremely accurate, but then he will be one of the most inaccurate players or quarterbacks I've seen in the NFL so far. His deep ball in college, I thought was pretty good. Like, maybe one of it, not his strengths, but it just was way better than what it has since he's been in the NFL. Last year, I gave it the benefit of the doubt, rookie year, but he had like one of the worst percentages I've ever seen. And I think the league, at least in the league last year, and now I just haven't seen it. It hasn't gotten better as far as that deep ball. Like the very first shot they took against Detroit, to I think Rome, that tried to beat that Detroit safety who is insane. What's his name?
Kirby Joseph.
That guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, he leads the league in.
They tried to beat him deep, which is hard to do. But the ball was about 6, 7, 8 yards past Rome Odunze into the end zone, which thank God, because it may have been picked. It was like almost double coverage. And I'll have to go look back. I'll have to look back at the all 22 and see. But I agree, Caleb in stretches looks great. Looks like what was promised. But then there's too much of a difference, an extreme shift from Caleb where we see like things that are just really, really bad. And I'm not sure if he can fix it, at least this year. And that's why when he came into this second year, we expected him to be better. And I'm very, very concerned at certain stretches in the Minnesota game and, of course, in Detroit, because it looked really good at, in the beginning of this game. And then it just got downhill, and the defense doesn't help because the Detroit gets to just pick off. And I mean, they know we're passing every single down. So, I mean, it's not, you can't really evaluate that. And I think he's going to be fine, but the Bears are really what concerns me. Like I trust Ben Johnson, but I think we're cursed, man. I truly do.
Two things here. I want to get perspective on it too, because I think there's two important parts about this. In the moment, right? I'm with you. Like I'm deflated. I'm like, fuck this team, all that. You guys have all the right to feel that way. I feel it too. Okay, but there is something that I look at, and it's like we want to see these players get better. And I look at last week Caleb Williams, and I look at this week Caleb Williams. And I said, did he look better and did he play better? And I say yes. Is it where it needs to be yet? No. And we talked about it. Ben Johnson talked about it. It's a first year. Let's see how this looks in November. I think it makes it's hard to do that, though, when your team gives up 50 points and gets stopped. It's hard to even see, like, oh, that is something that is good when the team is hot garbage. So I feel like that's a piece of it. And then another thing, too, which maybe this is the fault of the fan base, but the previous other quarterbacks, we've given 3, 4, 5, so way too many years. And I feel like people are already like, hey, well, Caleb, this is your 18th game in the league. You ain't doing it. But we gave Justin Fields 40 plus. We gave Mitch Trubisky 40 plus. And people are like, yep, after one season, you're already out. So that's my part. We can be upset about the stuff, but on the high level, it's still early. Things can improve. But you can be upset about everything else, like lack of talent, right? Lack of undisciplinedness, right? The team just not being on the same page. All of that is all concerning, and I'm in the same boat with you. I'm just not as quick to be like, well, give up on this quarterback head coach dynamic when this is their second game together.
It's not like give up, but it's like, it's just you gotta at some point like feel an improvement. And like the Lions are a good team. Like I think that week 1 was kind of fluky. And it was like we used the same excuse, like we're getting used to our new coaches. They were doing the same. But like, man, to sit there and get fucking slammed, have no offensive rhythm at all. I don't know if it was just lockdown defense, if the receivers were struggling. I don't know. Like there's no film to really go off of. I get one camera view of Caleb Williams and we're struggling. And then it's easier to point the finger at him, I guess. In totality though, it's just like, yeah. Just like last week and then this week, it never felt like the offense was in a groove. And that's scary when you have a first overall pick that you put your entire fucking team under.
I'll say actually when he looked like he's in a groove, it was actually with the other pick in that draft. The Caleb DeRome connection through 2 games so far has looked
unbelievable.
Good. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
well, I would say Rome is
more of that.
He had a couple, like there was like it's a weird scenario. Again, the Lions are able to just, they're rushing the passer every single, like we're not running the ball, midway through the third, almost beginning of the fourth. And there was a stretch or a possession where Caleb, I think it was 3rd and 34. They also had a 3rd and 26 today, but that 3rd and 34.
That goes to my point.
That 3rd and 34, I think he went to Rome like 3 times in a row, and they're really tough catches, and Rome makes those, but like I think all of them like somehow either got deflected or it was a really not a drop. I don't even want to put it as a drop. It's just
but it got knocked out at the end.
Yeah, knocked out. But outside of that, Rome is unbelievable. He is going to be so good. His route running, his ability to catch in traffic and hang on the sideline, the toe taps. He's just, if there's a spin zone here, he is going to be elite, and he's going to be very good for a long time. And I think DJ doesn't get enough credit either, but I think truly, I think Rome's wide receiver 1 already through 2 games. And I think that's just a fact.
Can I spin zone it? Can I spin zone it back to the negative aspect? You know what my biggest takeaway from this game was less about the actual game and was more about, okay, when you get blown out, what is the main reason? Right? There's a lot of factors that go into it, but typically when you get blown out, what is the main difference maker? And that is talent. So then I'm like, okay, this team looks like it's talented on paper, right? There's some injuries, of course. TJ Edwards late in the game. Jalen Johnson got taken out. That's a big deal on the defense. But then you hear about the reports earlier going into the game where you had 2 healthy scratches. Those 2 healthy scratches were Shamar Turner and Ozzie Trapillo, okay? Now, Ozzie probably not going to get any playing time, which is fine. So that one I kind of put away. But Shamar Turner, you're like, interesting. That was your second-round pick. You figured, healthy scratch, this guy would be somewhere on the field. Maybe he's not the main guy, but performing. And then you think about, okay, what about some of the other draft picks that were selected before Shamar Turner in this draft? And what did they do in this game? And then you go to the pick before Shamar Turner and Ozzie Trapillo, Luther Burden. Other than returning kicks, did he really do anything? Nope. And then I go, okay, what about your first-round pick, Colston Loveland? I mean, this is a top 12 pick. You figure this guy would have had some sort of impact on the game, especially in a blowout. You figure he'd be on the field making plays left and right against the backups, right? No. 0 targets. I don't know what happened maybe in the fourth quarter, but 0 targets through 3 quarters. I don't remember really seeing him doing much. Now, you're not expecting your first rounders to be your difference makers, right? No great team, their first rounders are the guys that won them the Super Bowl, okay? But should they have an impact on the game? Absolutely. So then I even go back even more and start to think about Ryan Poles as a whole. I've been, hits, misses, whatever, right? He's got a kind of a mixed bag. That's why it's so hard to talk about him. But you kind of look and you're like, okay, Montez Sweat really hasn't been showing up this season. Not great. Mm-hmm. So that, was that trade worth it and paying him? I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that. You're looking again at your draft picks this year and last year. Were there really major impacts from them? Caleb and Rome, yes. Outside of that, not much. So you kind of walk away like Torrey Taylor. He had 1 good punt. Some of his other punts this season haven't been great. Austin Booker, nowhere to be seen. I know these are 4th and 5th rounders, but you got to take all of it in totality. I'm walking away and being like, I don't know. If the issue is talent, maybe it's the guy that we just extended, which I understand why they extended and I was in alignment with, but maybe the evaluation process is not good enough to get enough talented people in here. Now, that can change because Ben Johnson's here, and maybe he'll have more of an impact on who we're drafting. Mm-hmm. But it's hard. I feel like I'm falling off the cliff now of maybe the real issue here is the team that's been put together by the man at the top, Ryan Poles.
I think there's a post here from Facebook. None of the draft picks contribute a single thing. And it's like, I'm not going to get upset with Loveland. Not even going to get upset with Burden, Shamar, Turner. I'm not even upset with any of the draft picks per se. But it is concerning that none of them are making an impact at all. Ozzie was a healthy scratch. Shamar Turner, healthy scratch. And then there's a 5-year extension for Poles. And it's like, I'm just so confused as it's hard to be a good football team when your young players that especially the high draft picks, are just not doing anything 2 weeks into the season. So, and I don't even think, and there's another thing where I'm like, I don't even see them getting involved either. And so is it the quarterback? Is the fact that the Bears are down, 30 points and the entire game plan's out the window where they're just chucking it. And then Luther Burden, I mean, I don't see him till really the end of the games where it's out of reach almost, where he's taking kickoffs or he's actually getting a target. Colston Loveland, I think, is going to be a great player, but it's where is he? And it's not his fault. It's none of these players. They did not draft themselves at those positions. And it's way too early to say anything were they drafted too high? Are they bust? But it is really concerning. And Ryan Poles has a track record of missing some high profile misses. And this is just not going to cut it. If you're going to be a good football team, the Bears and Lions were just outclassed, or there was just such a difference between the organizations or the franchises in general. The Lions lost both coordinators. Got spanked by the Packers last week, and they came out with a vengeance, dude. With a vengeance. And I'm scared of what Green Bay is going to do to us in week 14 if this is how we're going to be and how we're going to be playing. So we have to get a lot better. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of teams on this schedule. The Ravens, the Cowboys. Hell, the Cowboys. There's so many teams that are going to be able to probably exploit some of this, and perhaps even in a worse way than what Detroit did. And I'm not sure how it can get worse because they dropped 50 on you, made you quit essentially. And now this is the conversation we're having. So I think you're right, Vic. Poles is in hot water.
But he's
And
really
again,
not, though, which is crazy because he just got an extension. You know, he is, but
no,
he's not.
I don't know. Sure, he got an extension. You have to eat some of that. Like you cannot keep him around. If like I think he's going to get next year. Of course, he's going to get another draft. I'm talking about
for sure.
I'm talking about like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Or even after this next draft and he does it again. Like the problem is it's just going to set this team back even more if you give him another draft and he does not connect on any of them. And again, I know it's early, but it's early. As far as like doomsday scenario, this could be bad because you need to get better through the draft and the Bears just are not consistently getting better right now.
So yes, we're doom and gloom, and I think that's fair. We just got 52 points put on us. I'm sorry. That is a lot in the NFL. That's Madden numbers. And so it's fair to be doom and gloom. If you had to project right now, right? Because we're not going to go winless. How many games do you think this team wins this season? Again, it's only 2 games. It's only 2 games. Do you feel like we can bounce back enough to where maybe we can get 7 or 9 games, right? Or do we feel like this is going to be a 5-win, 3-win, 4-win season? Jack, what about you? What do you think?
Just being optimistic. Like, there's definitely a chance. Like, it just on paper, like this team's a really, really good team. It's just like how it's looked the past 2 weeks. I don't see a way we win 3 games. You know, like it's like that. It's that bad. Like there's Saints, and then I think that's it. I think Saints are the only team that you're like, you have to beat them kind of thing.
You're talking about on the schedule?
Yeah, like in the schedule. Yeah. It's like, because we play these guys, we play both the teams we already played one more time. Then we have Green Bay twice. Like, it's not easy. So I don't know. I would go, I tweeted out like 5, but that's even then, like as of right now, that feels crazy to me. Like that feels impossible.
Yeah. See, this is the thing about the NFL, and this is what sucks, is that the NFL is such a week-by-week league. There's teams that start off so bad, and then they end up getting better. It's just, I feel like because we know this organization has never been good at bouncing back, that I feel you. It feels like a 5-win season. But what about you, Dave? What do you think?
I think we're just in trouble. I think this was supposed to be a fun season, man. And you're 0-2. And there's just nothing. There's not a lot of positive. I understand people saying, "Hey, Caleb did not look bad. He looked okay today. He looked good, and he was not the reason, I guess, the Bears lost whatsoever." And so, I'm trying to find optimism, and I think just the fact that we've had to always look so hard and try to flip everything over the last 5 or 6 years, ever since that 2018 season, we're always looking for aspects of where like, okay, maybe they're turning the corner here or something like that. And I hate having to look so hard for these positives and also having to wait until next year. And so right now it feels like this year is going to be a year of like, growth, growing pains. And I just wasn't expecting to win only 6, maybe 7 games. And maybe my expectations were too high. But as a Bears fan, I just want to have a season where it's just fun. There can be games like this, right? But when it's almost every game where you're just having to like deal with this this chaos, it's just not fun. So I'm gonna go back, look at the tape. I've seen a lot of people harp on Caleb that had a good game. I think watching all 22 will really help us. And at the end of the day, you have to put it in perspective. There's so many caveats in regards to that second half where Caleb was under duress, where these guys are flying at him. Right from the jump, because when you're down 30 points, it's really not favorable to the quarterback.
No, not at all.
Or to Ben Johnson in the play call. So I think the real conversation starts with just identity, the culture. Like we're going to find out what Ben Johnson is in regards to, can he keep this team together too? Because I mean, when you get 50 on you, it's tough. It's tough. Well, he's got to be pissed too.
Yeah, but this is what we talked about, right? Ben Johnson hadn't dealt with real adversity yet because he hasn't been a head coach. So let's see how he gathers his troops. There's a lot of football left. Everyone has a right to be doom and gloom about it because, look, just had a 50-piece dropped on your head, and that's fair. But the hope, if there's any silver lining of hope, is that it's only week 2 and things can only get up from here. The problem is the Bears have previously shown us that typically they don't like to show any sign of growth. So we'll see what happens. But let's get to our first ad read, and then we'll get to some of our post-game stuff. Sound good? First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you've watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the number one show for the fans, by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show. I'm always so so happy there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Do we want to go through? Let's go through some of this. Let's just go through our post-game show. We've done a lot of our initial reactions. A lot of people in the chat. So again, I know it's hard, but hit that like button for us. And stick around. We're going to go through the game, the post-game show like we typically do, give out some game balls and just really dissect this one a little bit more. And of course, we'll have another show midway through the week to kind of go through the all 22 and stuff. But you want to start with that?
Yeah, let's. So I don't have the team overview and all that, but we can talk about the stats just because we went mid-game, and that was not mid-game, but near the end of it. So, but we will start off with our Caleb meter. I know we kind of talked about him, but I think it's good to kind of visually see where we're all at with Caleb. So let's go ahead and kick that off. Now, my Caleb meter, we're all kind of in agreement here. I think, I put him closer to this, like the lower half, but I feel that he has the opportunity to move forward. I don't like he was even worse last week. So for me, it might look bad, but I think he's projecting to play better. I walked away again, which I've already talked about. I walked away feeling better about Caleb Williams than I did last week, which is crazy to think about in a 50-point loss, right? So I'm actually, that's like the only thing I'm a little bit hopeful about, and we'll see. Because at the end of the day now, I tweeted about this. I don't know your guys' thoughts, right? 0-2 to start off, your playoff hopes are dropped very significantly. It's very hard to get into the playoffs. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it's very hard. So now that playoff hopes seem slim to none, the main goal of this season obviously is to win games, but it's also to answer the question, is Ben Johnson the head coach that you need, right? And he has a longer leash. It's his first year. Or is Caleb Williams your quarterback of the future? If you answer those two questions, I don't care, because that's never been done for the Chicago Bears. You answer those two questions, the season's a win in my book, personally, because then I actually feel good about the next season, and that's when I actually care about winning, okay? So we were hoping that was going to be sooner, like we wouldn't close the playoff hopes as quickly as possible, like we did for this one. And again, not completely shut, but not great. But again, I'm solely focused on, is QB1 and head coach the guys? And I'm not out on either of them yet, but that's why my meter is where it's at. But let's go to yours, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I want to say, I think a lot of us, I think there was a lot of negativity today, and I think what we pride ourselves on, or at least what I'll speak for myself, is I'm pretty positive. I try to flip everything, so I'm going to try and cool it a little bit. The media is going to do more than enough job in regards to talking about Caleb Williams, talking about the Bears, the dysfunction. So I'm going to try and just be more positive. That's on me. But if you want to pull that meter back up, I'm right in the middle. I sent this about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I think Caleb, this is where it has to be at, because there's a lot of dysfunction around him. But there has been glimpses, like you said, Fick, and I get it. I expect more from him because I know the talent he has. And that's not fair to him either, because he's having to overcome a lot of things in Chicago. And with that perspective, I think it's right in the middle. We got to see this thing through. I know people talked about, give him to Thanksgiving. I'm not with that. He needs the entire year, and you need to be patient with him. So again, there's probably a lot worse games ahead. I know that sounds wild, but he only threw one interception. He's going to be playing some really, really tough teams, and it's going to get really tough for everybody. So I'm going to stick in the middle, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, Ben Johnson as well, and not bail on this team quite yet. But the playoffs do seem like a long shot. But I would just want meaningful games. I'll take meaningful games and progress at this point. So,
no, I think that's great. Again, silver lining is you hope that this team is playing hotter at the back half of the season. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's our hope here. Jack, what about you, though? Where'd you have Caleb at?
Same as Dave. I had him right in the middle. I think that what I was kind of saying earlier is that I would put him higher, but again, I didn't see anything today that was like jaw dropping or anything that was so explosive to where I'm like, holy shit, like we just got to figure out some other things. Quarterback's good. Everything else is good. It wasn't the best game. But yeah, I think Dave, you nailed it. It's like you have to see it through. It's not entirely like the meter of confidence. It's more of like what I saw today and not my guy. Like he'll be my guy long-term until he's off this team. Like he's my guy. I'll never do the Bajan draft bullshit. Like he's on my team. 18's my guy. But just today it didn't feel
inspire you. That's fair.
I was inspired. Good.
No, that's fair. I mean, look, you can't be inspired when a team beats you 52-21. So I think
not great.
Well, yeah, it's not good. So I think that's a spot on. I agree with all of you on that. I think that's fair. I don't think it can be any higher than halfway, and I don't think it can be throwaway just yet. So a lot of football left. Well, it'll be interesting to see where that meter goes, and if the Tyson Bajan chants get hotter and hotter, which blows my mind. But anyways, let's move on to the the Ben meter. All right, so Ben, he dropped a little bit for me, and it's not even the fact that they got blown out, right? I didn't like Dave and I predicted that they were going to lose, so I don't think we were thinking they were going to go in there and it was going to be a crazy Ben Johnson revenge game. But what dropped it down is the penalties. One of my key takeaways for this game in the pregame was limit the penalties. And they had 3 offensive penalties in like the first quarter. Now, to be fair, shout out to the offense in the first drive of bouncing back from, I think both of them, the first 2, they ended up converting first downs. But it's like, why? Why is this the case? And I get it. First year head coach, offense is still trying to figure it out. But the offensive penalties is killing drives. And if you look, most of the penalties, I think about 90% from the 2 games, it might be higher than that, or on the offense. So that's why I tick it down more for Ben, because that's his side of the ball and it's just not clicking yet. Can it get better? Yes, but you're not winning shit if you're walking away from both games. I think it was double-digit penalties in both games. I'm sorry. There's no way you're winning games with that many penalties. So I think that's like my biggest decision onto why he's dropped down. I think by the end of the year, that's not going to be the case as much, and the offense will be moving better, or moving better as a unit. But as of right now, it is bad news bears.
I think that's bad news bears. Bad news bears. Where did I put? I think I had 3-4. So let's look at mine.
Yeah.
I don't really want to put too much. Like Fick, you said it, pretty well. I don't have much to add. Ben's great. There was even moments where there was, that play, that second touchdown pass to Rome. It's simple, but that's a beautiful play design. The fake, Rome's running in, runs back out quick. It's just, I like it. You see the flashes there. I think he might not have he doesn't have what he had in Detroit. And that's as simple as, I think that's the easiest way to put it right now. So that's where I'm at.
Better offensive line.
3/4.
Yeah. Jack, what about you?
It's starting to look crazier that I'm not copying you, Dave, at all. It's just kind of.
It is funny.
You're thinking alike here.
Yeah. Great minds.
Great minds. Exactly. 3 quarters. You can't give up on a new head coach 2 games into his career.
Wow.
So, I mean, you could almost put me higher, because I can't sit here, but I don't know. It's tough because we have this pre-built expectation when Ben came in that like it's gonna be like trick plays and it's gonna be a fucking air raid and like everyone's gonna be open all the time, like what Detroit was last year, and we just haven't had it. Like we had one weird ass trick play thing today where it's just like a
couple direct snaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it was some shit, and I think in total it was 4 yards. So
I think though it's fair though, Jack, because they can't even run the simple plays without fucking it up. So I'm like, I feel like that's a year 2 thing. Would you think, right?
No, totally. And I'm with you. I'm just saying that like, we had that in our heads that like week 1, even like the first drive, we were like sitting there. I remember being at Soldier Field and over the intercom, he's like 58 is eligible. And I was like, oh fuck, here we go. And then it was false start. And then it got ruined. Like, it's what I mean. It's just like, we haven't had anything to where I'm like, this is the Ben Johnson. Like it's the same thing with Caleb. It's the same exact thing. Like I just haven't had that moment with Ben. Again, can't give up on a guy in 2 games into his career.
I think consistency will do that. If we see like a stretch of 2 to 3 games for both of them, I think we're gonna be like, okay, we're back into this, but we just haven't seen that yet. But I will say one thing. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. What's really impressive, which we haven't seen much of it because we can't get to this area of the field, but red zone Ben Johnson. Lions last year in the red zone, one of the top teams, top 5 in almost every category, especially when it comes to scoring. We've seen it here. I think every time the Bears have made it in the red zone without getting pushed out from a penalty, but they stay in the red zone, they score. They score a touchdown. It's literally, I think our red zone to touchdown rate is 100% right now. Last year's Bears, we get to the red zone. There's no, we don't feel confident that we're going to score a touchdown. We've had tons that would end up in the field goal. So that kind of keeps me excited a little bit. The problem is, of course, like always, getting to the red zone. That's the hardest part. But I actually feel really good about what I've seen so far on that side of the ball. You guys have any is there anything that you took away from Ben Johnson's offense where you're like, okay, yeah, obviously we need more of it. Let's be real. But
I'll be real with you. It's really hard to evaluate with all this chaos surrounding him. When you're down 30 plus points where it doesn't,
that's true.
The snaps don't, snap reps are reps, but it just felt like some of these didn't mean anything, right? Tyson Bagent came in, and I think this game you just chalk up, you move on, and you're on to, is it Dallas next week?
I haven't even looked ahead.
Yeah.
Is it Dallas?
I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to take much from it. I think Ben is good. I think he's elite.
Dallas just won. Sorry, by the way. Dallas just won in overtime, 40-37. So,
Dallas is going to put up points. They're going to score, and the Bears defense is going to let them, or not let them. Hopefully they're better. Jalen, I think he's going to be out for some time. I really do believe. Yep. I think he's going to be out for.
They better sign a corner.
I think he's going to be out for a while, and that's brutal. It's going to be tough sledding for that Bears secondary. Kyler Gordon, I'm hoping he's back. That would be a boost, but then with Jalen being out, it's like, okay, there's a positive, now there's a negative, right? You get one guy, we just can't stay 100%. So overall, this Bears team's gonna have to find ways to just get better and keep games competitive. So that's all you can ask for at this point.
Yeah, it's just just don't be an embarrassment, man. Give us some sort of hope that we can.
That's what I had an issue with today. It's like, what? Thank God this was a 12.
Not just with Monday Night Football. Oh my God.
No, or a 3 o'clock. It's already being talked about, and it's going to be dissected too, by the media. That's why I'm trying to not be as negative. But we deserve better. Bears fans deserve better, and I don't know when we'll get that, but I truly believe one day we will. The Lions were the Lions until they weren't, and
it's true.
So.
There's hope, man. I swear it's so funny. The beginning of all our shows, if you guys have been watching our shows for a while, first off, thank you. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Number 1 show for the fans, by the fans. But as you know, we start off pretty negative, which is fair because this team loses and they get stomped by 50. And then by the end, we kind of talk ourselves off a cliff a little bit. So maybe that's why we always get in trouble, because we build up our hope to watch it get crushed again the following week. Dave, I saw your tweet where you're like, and I'll be watching this team again next week. That's what happens. So.
Oh yeah, it's sickening. I won't. Yeah, we'll be tuning in.
Oh, for sure. We'll be.
I think a lot of us, if you're watching this show, if you're any Bears fan, I'll be honest. It took me till about Saturday of this past week. So last night I was like, I felt good. I said 1-on-1, I'll take it. We're 0-2. Now I'm at the point though where it is a little bit more laughable, where I'm just gonna smile through it. I have friends that already texted me, hey, thinking of you, all these things, like how you doing, the friends that are not Bears fans. And it's like, I feel nothing. And so now I actually am okay.
Then when
you get text from family,
team text you, holy shit.
My friends are Packers and Lions fans. So I deal with it during the game. So it's never great for me because they can't even console me because they're stomping my team's brakes out.
Right. It's the worst.
So yeah, it's horrible. It's yeah, you're right, Jack. It's just awful. So yeah, but Dave, it's funny because I think I tweeted on Tuesday of last week where I'm like, fuck it, on to Detroit. Yeah, there's no way I'm not switching that quick now. No. I need a lot more time to feel confident about what they're gonna put on the field next Sunday, if that's what it is. I don't even know at this point. So Oh, yeah, but thank you for all of y'all for tuning in. We appreciate that. We do have a super chat here from William. I think this is William X, right? William Foster on YouTube that said, this isn't on 18 or 15. That defense is looking goofy, though, real bad. See, I kind of agree. Everyone played a part in the loss, right? Because it is a team sport. But if you're going to pinpoint areas, there were definitely other people that were more impactful. I saw some of those tweets. 14-2 looks more respectable. That sounds like a tweet you would do, Jack. So
already played it last week, not doing it again this week.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Done doing
that's
that.
fair. Okay, so we're gonna get to one. We're gonna get to our last ad read here, and then we're gonna do our team grades, and then we'll have one more ad read. We're gonna do our team grades, talk about those, the final ad read, and then we'll get to your voicemails to end the show. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show.
Yeah.
About
Patreon, appreciate y'all. That's like another positive.
Woohoo.
Patreon. I love that.
Always winning in there.
It's always the conversations there with those guys on our Patreon. They're very, very well. It's some good Bears fans in there. So we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
And join if you want. We always want some more.
Please.
Good combos.
And the Discord as well. Discord's free as well. So join that.
Absolutely. Let's get to these voicemails. We got about 13 minutes left in the show.
You want to get to the grades?
There's a lot of them.
You want to go through the grades?
We'll do quick grades. Quick grades.
Yeah, they're not going to be great. We can make this super quick. So, all right, it's pretty ass. Offense, D-, defense, F minus, F minus, minus. Special teams, whatever, they weren't bad, and then I give them a B, and then coaching a D+. Too many penalties. So easy as that. Let's get to yours, Dave.
Offense C, defense F, special team C, coaching D.
And B, defense F, special teams B, and coaching D.
Yeah, there's not much context. We've already talked about
that. C. That C. Yeah, that C grade is rough.
Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
No, that C grade I gave is tough. I don't know.
No, you gave it earlier. You gave it at like half.
I did.
Why?
I did.
Yeah. So, yeah, that definitely dropped as the game went on and on. So,
well, there's just nothing more we're going to learn from that team. When you're down 30 plus and you're dropping back there, Caleb has no chance. And he did relatively well, all things considered. And he's not the reason the Bears lost or got blown out. He's just not. So
not the main, anyways. Sure, he had a part. Yeah, your defense.
Tom Brady's not winning this game.
Fuck no. Not on the Bears. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Yeah. Let's get to some of these voicemails. And
got a bunch.
I swear to God, if I hear any that are criticizing me, we are stopping that. We are stopping.
You think there'd be someone calling?
We're going max volume. Max volume.
Bro,
we might put it on repeat.
Negative. I was negative today.
I don't feel like you were that bad. I feel like I was way more, but I called how it is. So if the team's good, I'm gonna be positive as hell.
But I don't think people are used to me being this negative. I usually just keep it.
Well, hey, look,
try to keep it.
Normally, your team doesn't get blasted by 50 points either. So
yeah.
Yeah, interesting verb I used there. But
all right,
let's
a
get
lot
to
of
the Bears.
voicemails. Let's hear what y'all had to say.
Let's get to
Bears versus Detroit.
All right, this one's from Nick.
Honestly, I just don't know what it is with the Bears at this point. Today's performance has been abysmal. Last week's performance was abysmal. We made offseason changes, yet we still just absolutely suck. No pass rush. We're not getting to the quarterback. No pass defense. Literally, Tyreek Stevenson is getting torched, and I was the biggest advocate in us drafting Will Johnson. Wyatt Post didn't do it. We have none of the people we draft playing. It's just bad, and I don't know what we're going to do to fix this. I'm losing hope.
Real.
spot on. I mean, spot on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
We got
Appreciate
a lot
it.
of these.
Yeah.
I love it. I bet they're going to be similar.
Thomas.
Appreciate it, though.
Disappointing, to say the least, but optimistic about the second half. Offense has shown signs. Hopefully Jalen Johnson is healthy, and that will help out, I think, the defense. But it's not looking good.
So that was obviously at halftime. First of all, that's Thomas Whitty, Patreon member. Shout out to you. But yeah, it didn't look great in the second half. But I was right there with you, so I definitely feel your sentiment there.
Phil?
Patreon member, let's see.
I'm fucking tired, y'all. This is Phil. It's 38-14, fourth quarter starting, and this is some fucking bullshit, you guys. Like, I'm worn out, man. Like, I'm still here for the process, and I understand that we all gotta react and we all gotta do our fucking thing because this is the way the sports world works, where we all have to fucking instant react and we can't fast forward to the future and see how it all plays out. But like, I'm fucking tired, you guys. Like, this is some bullshit, man. I'm tired of getting my hopes up. I'm tired of being let down. I'm tired of fucking inadequate shit. Like, we're Chicago, man. It's one of the greatest cities in the world, and yeah, we're being force fed fucking bullshit by these players and by these fucking front office people. And I'm just so tired, you guys. I don't know, man. I don't know which way to go, and I don't know, man. I wish someone would. I want someone to hurt me so that I could feel something. If you see me, clock me in the face for being a Bears fan. Thanks. Bye.
Sounds like Phil's tired, but yeah.
I'm going into wellness check, man. Somebody's got to call. If you know Phil, man, you got to call.
You got to give a call right
check on my
now.
guy right now. Not
Yes,
doing well.
please, Patreon member, someone check on Phil. Oh, and then Dave, check to make sure the settings for headphones isn't on default. It used to do that to me last year where I couldn't hear the voicemail.
Well, I heard the one before.
Oh, interesting then.
Yeah, I heard them all before. It is on default, but I'll go to AirPods real quick.
This is what you missed. Phil is tired, and
I got it. Let's see if I can hear this next one.
All right, let's go to Jerome next.
Well, game's not over. It started its fourth quarter, but I mean, it's over for all intents and purposes. But I have to say this is absolutely discouraging. It's Jerome from Darien again, by the way, if you don't know. I can't deal with this team that consistently shoots itself in the foot. I thought when we got rid of Eberflus, I thought we were going to see a shift away from that, and all we are seeing is the same shit over and over, which is false starts and stupid penalties over and over and over. I just don't understand why they can't get it fucking right. It is maddening. You can't even get a true feel for what this team is because every time the offense goes out there, they shoot themselves in the foot. They'll do something good, then they do something fucking terrible. I try not to curse too much when I call you guys, but I think you can hear that just utter frustration in this because for God's sakes, at least let me see what this team is. At least let me see what Caleb is, but we can't even get a feel for that because this guy's always having to deal with 2nd and 25, 3rd and 44. Like, this is awful. This has got to get corrected. Ben Johnson needs to get this shit corrected right away. Bear the fuck down.
Yes, a bear down. Love it at the end. Honestly, spot on. I love that voicemail. Thank you, Jerome. It's hard to do anything and evaluate, like Jack said, when your team's behind the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. All right.
Yeah.
What we got next, Jack?
We got Tristan.
This is definitely a losing record season. And to know that at game 2 is pretty annoying.
I'll
I
say
didn't
it.
know
That's
it
the
was
scariest voicemail I've ever heard in my entire life.
I think it's the accent. I want to know where Tristan's from. That's definitely not
A cave.
American.
This is the scariest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That was
look,
serious, man.
the Bears will make you want to go run and hide in a cave because the darkness. So it makes sense. Awesome. Thanks, Tristan. Appreciate that. Concise voice.
Steven.
Dave, Ficky, you really didn't think it could get any worse than last year, but here we are. It's week 2. The season already feels over, and the Lions are just absolutely clowning the Bears as Amon-Ra St. Brown goes into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the day to make it a 52-21 game. It's new levels of being pathetic, and now they're making my 3-month-old cry. Bears football, everyone. This is what it does to you. Fuck Ryan Poles.
That's a great voicemail.
Yeah,
I
great
thought
voicemail,
he was
Steven.
for sure going to point something out towards me, but I appreciate it. Talking to us. And yeah, I think a lot of us cried, not just your 3-month-old.
Yeah, probably more to come too, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's hear it. These are good.
We got these are great.
KJ.
Listen, I'm just gonna keep this shit short and simple. This some bullshit. That play at the end of halftime with the clock, whatever, all that. The shit should have been halftime. There should have been no extra time put on the clock. That was bullshit. The refs bullshit. But once again, it's another disappointing start to a season. It's gonna be a disappointing middle of the season. It's gonna be a disappointing end to the season. This shit is every fucking year, bro. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Shout out to y'all boys though. Keep this shit going.
Appreciate it. Thank you, KJ.
It's that right there that just thank you.
Gives you a little bit of
I
hope.
need that. I need that little juice, man. Seriously, keep that shit going.
Speaking of keeping that
we need
shit going,
bookmark that one.
that's a good one. Can you put KJ? I think he has a second one. Do you mind playing that one, Jack? I think it's
The
KJ
Lions
too.
really just made a statement on Ben Johnson today. All the talking about how they was going to be bad without him, how they missed him, how they couldn't move the ball without him. And these boys about to put up 70 points on our heads. This shit is crazy.
I thought they were, to be honest. If they would have got 60, I would have been so sick. Like, that doesn't happen in the NFL, but they were on pace to do so. All right. Well, what we got next? Thanks, KJ.
You know what? I'll give the Bears this. At least they're not giving us any sense of hope early in the season like they did last year. They're just stomping that right out the gate. So that's good at least. Caleb not looking great, but he is not our problem today. This defense cannot stop a nosebleed, and the offensive line cannot do anything without getting a penalty. Caleb, he's had some bad throws, but he's had some pretty great plays too. I feel like it's going to be another up and down start, at least first half of the season for him while he's still getting used to it. I still think he's going to be looking much better by the end of the year, but God, is the rest of the team probably not. Tyreek Stevenson, get off of my team, man. You cannot do anything. God, I cannot believe we have just let him do whatever his attempt at guarding is on St. Brown, like all of this game. He's been just getting absolutely embarrassed. But hey, Roma Dunze is pretty cool. He's currently winning me my fantasy matchup, so I've got that bright spot here at least. Bad game. Bears suck again. I'll be honest, boys, I am not sure if we are going to have 5 wins again this year. We'll see about that. But we suck.
Pretty spot on. So that was a good voicemail.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate it. What we got next, Jack?
Tyler.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
Hello, Tyler Trigg here, Chicago resident, lifelong Bears fan, just getting wrapped up watching. Just wanted to share my thought. Caleb looked good today. Can't really blame him like last week. It's tough when you're playing behind the sticks the entire game. 7 or 8 false starts or holding, whatever it was, isn't going to win you games. Defense looks like Swiss cheese. We desperately need to get healthy. I don't think it's like too deep other than that. Tyler out, Jalen Johnson out, TJ Edwards out. I mean, it's just couldn't get pressure today. I mean, just very confused that we spent all this money on this line and they just continue to, same shit, new players to me. And it's a bummer for Caleb. I feel like we wasted a good game from him today. And yeah, I mean, you're not going to win when you're playing from 1st and 20, 1st and 15, whatever it is, all game. So that was my thoughts on the next week. Another day of misery.
Another day of misery. Yeah, it's about to be another week of misery, buddy, until the next one. So, which might end up being a month, but we appreciate the voicemail.
All right. From Michael.
I had to start a new recording because I was cursing too much, and I don't know if that's allowed on this pod, but the Lions just scored that touchdown to make it 51 to whatever the heck we have. This is just stupid. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of my mood getting ruined. Why is Ryan Poles getting this extension when he has a 4-point whatever winning games per season? Like this, how does this team look worse than last year? We were a Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus led team. We look worse. We look worse. Dennis Allen's letting the Lions drop 52 on us. The Bears' offense looks miserable. Are all these penalties due to coaching? I just do not understand what's going on. This team looks fallen apart. They look awful. They look like arguably like the Saints could probably beat us right now. My goodness. I'm looking at the TV right now and all these Lions players are laughing. All these fans are having a great time. Are we just cursed? Did we never get nice things? As a Bears fan, I've been a Bears fan. I'm 28 years old. It's just never going to get freaking. I don't understand. Goodness gracious, guys. Tell me something.
I'll tell you something. What, positive? We might be out of that, but appreciate it. Yeah, it's not looking good. We are not looking good.
How many we got left? 4?
We got about 4, but if you need to hop,
Let's knock
Dave, that's
them out.
totally fine. You sure?
No, let's knock them out real quick. Yeah, let's just
Okay.
knock them all out. I love hearing these.
How is it that we got Ben Johnson, a new revamped O-line, just players in the draft, and we're playing worse than last year? I don't get it. Dude, the lowest I felt with this fucking Bears team is a few years ago, Amir Smith-Marset fumbling at the end of the game when we were going down the field to win the game. And I somehow feel worse about this team right now than I did then. I'm genuinely speechless. Loveland, nowhere. Roma Dunze, fucking awesome. Love him. Defense sucks. JJ hurt. TJ hurt. Caleb fucking cheesing on the sideline. Not serious at all. I don't know what more there is I can do to like this team.
Not easy. Appreciate the voicemail, Donnie. Those are some of the longest pauses ever, though. I'm definitely thinking about each one of those thoughts.
Hey,
thank you for sending that in.
He's got to think, man. He's got to think, and I appreciate him taking that time. Not all people can pause like that.
All right, appreciate it, though. That was awesome voicemail.
Yeah.
You know, I really thought that Ben Johnson would improve this club, but I don't see very many improvements. Our offensive line was supposed to be graded in the top 10 of the league. We have 4 sacks today. I wouldn't say that that's a top 10 offensive line. And our defense looks gassed and lost. And we were promised a much better defense under Dennis Allen. So I don't really get what the Bears have to offer. And I'm not getting any feels that next year will be any better. What do you think?
I can't think about next year. I'm worried about next week. we gotta win a game. But I think it's Hammy. And let me know if I said that wrong. But appreciate the voicemail there. Yeah.
All
Very
right.
hard, very hard to think about a year ahead.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we drafted a punter in the fucking third round. The third round, because that's what we needed. Oh, a tight end in the first with no targets, a wide receiver in the second with no targets. But we're going to take the North and never give it back. God forbid we have competence. No, we have a GM who would rather cry cutting a seventh string cornerback. Dude balls his eyes out cutting a seventh string quarterback. And that's what got us caught up in the fact that he can't draft a single competent player who can play more than one game. That is our team right now. It is an embarrassment. Poles is an embarrassment. The dude can't go a week without crying for cutting a backup player. And let's give him an extension. Let's give him a fucking extension. Good job, Chicago.
Man can't have feelings, huh? No, I get you though. The team has Ryan Poles has not constructed a great roster. Okay, appreciate that one, Jack. Appreciate that one, Jake.
We're on our last one from Ben. Hopefully it's Ben Johnson. That'd be sick. That'd be very cool.
You're from the head.
Hey guys, just wanted to hop on here and say, man, I cannot fucking wait for the season to be over already. We're 2 weeks into the season. I just want it to be over. And I know everyone is going to point fingers and say, oh, get a new coach, get a new quarterback, get a new O-line, on and on and on. But it doesn't matter. The Bears are a cursed franchise. Virginia got her brother killed to be the heir to the franchise and sold the soul of all Chicago Bears fans for the rest of history for that 85 chip. And we have been doomed for eternity because of it. There are Sundays like this where I wish instead of being a Bears fan, I don't know, like a terminal illness or something. Just something that would let me know and have that peace of mind, be like, hey, the end is almost here. But with a Bears fan, being a Bears fan, there is no end. It will never get better. And the end is unfortunately not near. I'm 21, and I have no confidence this team will ever have a winning record again in my lifetime. Whenever I do die, I will make sure to have the McCaskey family, whoever's left, lower me into the grave to let me down one last time. I would rather be an inmate on death row for a crime I did not commit than have to watch DeAndre Swift line up in my fucking backfield. I would rather get hit by a train than watch Tyreek try and cover a parked car with no wheels that's on fire. And I only have 90 seconds. I guess my final message would be to Bears fans to get new hobbies, like I'm going to try to do. Read books, go on walks, play golf, learn to knit, I don't know, do something. Spend more time with your friends and families. Do anything but give this team your time of day and energy. I would say bear down, but I hope this bear gets put down. Thanks, guys.
That was amazing.
Lord. That was
that was the best voicemail so far of the season. That was. I hope
he did all that at the top of his mind,
just like rapid fire
in order. I mean, bar after bar. Save that one. That's a top.
That's
five voicemail I've ever heard on our show.
Thank you, Ben. No better way to end the show. I hope the McCaskies lower me down.
Put that on TikTok. Put that on YouTube. That was beautiful. He needs recognition.
Beautiful.
That was awesome.
That was great. The only thing I want to say, though, you're only 21. You better buckle the fuck up.
Yeah, buddy, I'm 28. I'm 28.
Yeah, I'm 32. You got a lot 40. More years coming.
You got a long way to go. No. I do got a dip, boys.
That's fine. We're just going to do our shout
emergency a little bit, but
that's fine. We're just going to do our shout outs and whatnot, and then we'll end the show. Okay. But appreciate it. Dave, thanks for hopping on as always. Let's get to these shout outs real quick.
Bear down.
We'll see you on the other side. Absolutely. But let's go ahead and end the show like we normally do. And let me change this here so we can see Jack's pretty face as well. Boom. He'll be Dave for a minute. There you go. So, give the people what they want. Okay, so let's get into our shout outs here real quick. First one here is Thomas Whitty, a Patreon member. Hashtag OG Bear Down. Appreciate it, Thomas. And thank you for the voicemail. And then hashtag for another Patreon member, Michael, across the pond with the hashtag OG. Spent 3 hours driving back from London, and all I got was a line touchdown notifications on the journey. Fuming. Yeah, that sucks. Sorry about that. Domain expansion on YouTube with the hashtag OG. We should be worried. Oh, no, 100%. It's not great. Rudy Pfaff, who's an OG, hashtag OG here, said, we are cursed. O-line's horrendous, and the defense is atrocious. This is not on Caleb. I saw growth from a QB who only played 19 games and 17 with the awful coaching staff. I agree with you there, Rudy. Thank you for that. We got Kyler Villagomez on YouTube with the hashtag OG. I'm devastated, sad, mad. And if we don't win week 3 against Micah Parsons, less Cowboys, Jerry Jones, Cowboys, I'm done. I feel that. We start 0-3. Could you imagine? Then we got GDDDDD Vibes on YouTube with the hashtag OG. Don't buy any Bears merch until they become a serious organization. Absolutely. Chris here on YouTube with the hashtag OG. What do we do? Crying to a pillow? I don't know. Imperil here on YouTube with the hashtag OG. When Pohl said take the North and never gave it back, did he mean the bottom of the North? Probably. I think he may have had his graph flipped upside down. Eduardo here on YouTube with the hashtag OG. Get fucked, maybe? Because that's what the Bears seem to do to us week after week. And then we have this one here as well from KJ, who sent in voicemails. Appreciate it on Twitter. Said, keep this shit going. Hey, that's the one thing we'll be consistent about. The Bears will suck, but we will be here, and we were going to cover this team. And we're going to make sure that we put you guys at the forefront of this because the Bears aren't going to care for the fans, but the BFR pod is because we're the number one show for the fans, by the fans. Jack and I and Dave, we're all fans like you. So we want to just give you guys a space. We have a therapy session, hear your guys' thoughts, talk it out, give context, break down the team, yada, 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 all that great stuff, and bring value to y'all, whether through our Discord or through our Patreon, which you guys should join, by the way, because all the support just makes the show grow. Okay, speaking of Patreon, we got to give our Patreon members a shout out, and then we will end the show. So let me go ahead and pull those up. We got to give a shout out to our Hall of Fame Grizzly members. We got Michael from across the pond. We got Gage. We got Phil, who sent in voicemails. Michael, who sent a voicemail. Thomas, who sent a voicemail. Tito and Dave. Appreciate all the love and support, y'all. You guys are fucking great. We appreciate the Hall of Fame Grizzly members. And then we also appreciate our rookie Grizzly members as well, like Alex, Chris, Jason, and Caleb. Y'all are great. If you want to get a shout out on every single show, all you have to do is join our Patreon. Plus, there's a bunch of great stuff on there anyways, like free merch. We got a ton of contests going on in there. You join our Discord. We had a fantasy league that we kicked off this year that will have people win free merch. Just a bunch of free shit. Who doesn't want that? So join our Discord, which is in the about section. It's also on our Twitters. And then you can also join the Patreon, which is also in both places. So, or just reach out to Dave, Jack, and I will lead you to where you need to go. But I know I've rambled on a lot. I think that is it. Jack, any final words that you have for this show?
Fuck the Bears. Bear down. And cut Cairo Santos, please.
Yeah. All of those things. I'm with it. We're out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.